Flyers and 50 with Brodes. Brodes, so glad to see you.
Oh, it's amazing to see you as well. Listen, I'm not going to yell at you about the quarterback. I heard.
Oh, what happened?
I'm a vibe guy. And I can see that Spike is very stressed out today. And I'm not going to bring that type of energy. I'm a man of the people.
I came in today not stressed out at all. It was the fake stats Connor. God bless him. Good listener of the show. Love you, buddy. Fake stats Connor.
Can I give you a very measured stance on this as an obnoxious you-know-what?
Yep.
Yeah.
Okay. Hear me out. And this is all seriousness, right? No jokes. There's something structurally wrong right now with this passing game. And we could talk about how it looks ugly and the trends are going worse and worse year in, year out. But there's also a common denominator over the years of getting to Super Bowls, and you don't accidentally get to 2. So I know it's never going to look flashy and it's weird and unique in its own way. And this isn't good enough either, though. And there's definitely a middle ground, right? Like the one saying that it's okay to look this way and they just win ugly, even if it's at 101 yards. There's something structurally wrong if some kid named Browning for the Bengals can air it out smoother than who Jalen Hurts is on a Sunday. So that's why I have to go back to there's something from a formation standpoint that isn't clicking for it to look this gross, but the passing game's always going to be limited under Jalen, but it's definitely good enough to win because your common denominator is getting you to multiple Super Bowls in a handful of years. Fair or unfair?
Fair.
That's fair.
But let me throw this at you. You tell me if it's fair or unfair. And
okay.
It's the only example I have, and I wish it wasn't with such a loser, but I'm going to do it anyway.
Oh, loser?
Is Ben Simmons. So Ben Simmons never went to an NBA Finals. I get it. Understand.
Finals.
But never got to a conference finals. Never beat a good team in the playoffs. Neither has Joel. Whatever. I had this argument about Ben. Because people continued to tell me it doesn't matter what he can't do, it matters what he can do, and specifically Doc Rivers. Mm-hmm. And what happened with Ben is that as the league understood what he wasn't good at, if he didn't get any better at it, it became easier to defend him. And the other thing we saw with Ben, which I think is also an interesting comparison, because Corey said this earlier. Corey said he believes that it has gotten in Jalen's head that he can't turn the ball over, so on and so forth. Ben Simmons was never a bad free throw shooter. He was always fine, 68%, 70%. He should be able to get to the line at any time. But what happened was, because he did not work on what he wasn't good at, and the rest, it became harder for him to even do the things that he could do before because of how defenses were playing him. So while I understand what you're saying, Brodes, my concern is, from a passing game standpoint, is that the limitations he has as a passer maybe weren't as big a deal 3 years ago when the rest of the league wasn't focused on stopping what they needed to stop. They hadn't seen him very much, all of those things. And that's why we've continued to see not just a degradation of the passing game, but a degradation of the passing game in the same way. It's one of two things. Either it's not very much and it is risk averse, or they try to do more and they turn the ball over. So this not turning the ball over thing feels to me like the Ben Simmons not going to the free throw line thing. It feels to me like they know what I'm going to do here, and I don't want to do that, so I'm just not going to do anything. And I have trouble with the whole thing where, and Sheil said it on the show today, on the morning show today, and it was in the New York Times, about every time they're in 12 formation, two tight ends, they've run it almost every time, all but one time. Every time they're in pistol, they run it every time. But I was just told for a year that Jalen can change the plays at the line of scrimmage. Essentially, he is the one calling the plays, and the offensive coordinator gives him options. So he is the one choosing these things. He is ultimately the one choosing these things. So that is, while I agree with you, there might be something structurally wrong, I think you could make the argument very easily that he is the core of that structural issue.
So I was with you until that very last part of it, and I guess, there's just so much. And the Ben thing is interesting. I was a Ben guy, but his deficiencies ultimately ruined him. But I guess the difference is when you already win a Super Bowl, right? Like if Ben Simmons had a championship, and then years 4, 5, 6, 7 looked a little awkward, then I guess it just changes the entirety of the combo. But I think that's why this is so layered and so frustrating, and so many details are getting thrown out about certain packages and this and that. And I think there's a lot here that needs to get cleaned up. And as it's a game where if the offensive lineman misses a block, the entirety of the play just looks out of whack, and you can yell at Kevin Patullo, but it's really Grant Calcaterra that missed a block, and that makes Kevin Patullo look awful. And I think there's like 5, 6, 7 different issues right now from top to bottom with the offense. And once they get it aligned, then I think we see a completely different passing game. And it won't wow us, but it'll be the efficient offense that is capable of winning, especially with the defense that's packaged with it. And I guess that's where I'm at. And last year, I didn't believe in this team until the second half against Cincinnati week 8. And then I saw something that at least tickled my fancy a little bit to make me believe maybe there's something to it. So it took them a while. It took them 8 weeks. I'm not telling you I'm that patient, because I'm definitely not that patient, but I just got to imagine, Spike, there's more here. You know, there's just too much of a track record with Nick and Jalen for them to just go down sinking with what the league caught up to us. It's just hard for me to imagine that, no?
That's fair, but you have to take the whole track record. Everybody only wants to take the Super Bowl track record. There are other parts of this track record. So that's my only counter, is that it hasn't always been successful offense in Super Bowl. There are 2 parts of the track record here. You believe they will go down the path of the good track record. I hope so. You know, your lips to God's ears. I just don't know that is for sure. You know? Yeah.
No, and listen, I get, trust me, as a Jalen man, and I will always have my quarterbacks back, I get it, right? Like this 100 yards. Like we're not talking about, it was a little sloppy. He threw for 203 yards. I would have doubled what he did. And so I think it's so bad and so uncomfortable looking that this isn't just the quarterback's playing poor or the quarterback can't do X, Y, and Z. When it looks this awful with this much talent, there's got to be something team-wise that's just not clicking. By the way, I look like an idiot with these gloves on.
No, it makes it better. It makes it better.
But all right, we do have hockey. I had to throw my 2 cents in there. You know how I feel about it. But listen, it's media day for the Fly Guys. You see the pictures in the yard. Wow.
Flyers in 50 with Brodes.
You're only getting 50. Yeah, you're only getting 50. What?
Yeah, okay, well, hold on. I'm pumped up, baby. I'm thinking about Tyson Foerster. I heard from Danny Briere at yesterday's press conference. He's going to be good to go for the season. We thought he'd be out for a while. He had an infection in the elbow and the bicep. This kid's ready to rock, baby. And I think there's a lot of juice towards the season he's going to have. He just played for the World Championships Team Canada, and my man was playing with Sidney Crosby, playing with Celebrini, and he was the star of the show. Everyone's talking about the big leap that's coming for Foerster. 6'2", body frame, plays well without the puck. The shot is outrageous. He's got such a cannon. So I'm just super pumped thinking about him on the wing, baby, making plays on the hip.
Yeah, we're keeping it at 50. We're keeping it at 50.
I don't care.
Okay. That was awesome.
Tyson Foerster. What are we talking about?
Tyson Foerster, baby. Listen, we get pumped up, waking up and seeing Raphael Marchand. Wait until you see a Tyson Foerster hat trick against the Washington Capitals on a Tuesday night at the bar.
I don't even know if that's a real guy.
No, it is. Tyson Foerster. What do you mean?
Great name.
Former first-round draft pick, played for the, I believe, the Barrie Colts in the Ontario Hockey League.
When are you on WIP again? Enough.
Well, I got so much much more.
No.
I am on tonight after the Phils. I got a late one, like midnight to 3 a.m.
Oh,
yeah,
there you
right.
go.
You'll be on 1:30 to 3. That's my prediction.
Midnight.
That's a great. I'm having a cup of coffee around probably 1 a.m.
All
Cup
right.
of coffee. I need it in my veins, you know.
All right, there he is, Brodes. You can follow him on Twitter at Brodes81. Great job as always, Brodes.
Thank you very much, gentlemen. Have a great time. By the way, I didn't get invited to the dinner on Friday. Little pissed off. It's okay. Have a good one, boys.
Maybe next time.
Guy thinks he's a big part of the show. Huh?
Yeah, well, he is.